Hello viewers, Friendly Broski here and welcome to TFB Plays episode 9. This is a very special demo. This is Resident Evil Code Madman and it's actually a Resident Evil 3.5 fan-made demo which was released to coincide with Resident Evil 4's 12th anniversary. Now you may be asking, what is Resident Evil 3.5? Well, that is an informal term used by the fans and many other people to describe the various prototype stages of development for Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 underwent, numerous developmental stages, which can all be found on the Resident Evil 4 wiki and in other places. So if you want to keep yourself informed, then make sure to check that out. Just, quick Google search will enlighten your mind. But with that said, enough of my waffling on. Let's get straight into the demo. Well, actually, before I do that, let's have a quick look at the options. And there's numerous things you can tinker around with here. You can select the camera mode. You can either be normal or Resident Evil 4 style, which I have not messed around with. I've already finished this demo, by the way, but I thought I'd just do another playthrough and show you guys, for those who actually haven't been able to get access to the demo or get it to work if it's getting stuck. We also have fixed camera angles, which is normal or casual, or minimal. Obviously, camera shake, movement, which is either dictated by the player or the camera. Aim direction, which is either dictated by the camera or player. And aim walk, which is a feature I'm going to be leaving on, but you can switch off as well. And you also have your outfit, which can either be the outfit seen in the Resident Evil 3.5 demos, like the E3 2003 demo, or you can set it to Resident Evil 4. We also have settings, of course. You can mess around with many of the things here, such as what resolution, motion blur, and all that other good stuff as well. I'm going to be leaving motion blur on, which is quite odd for me because I dislike motion blur, but it doesn't seem to affect me too bad in this demo. And with that said, let's get right into it. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you at the end of it. As you can see, this game does have a sense of humor, which is very nice, or rather demo, should I say. Another thing to point out as well, as you can see, is that you do have the classic Resident Evil 4 range of motions here. You can do a quick turn, you can take out your gun, and as the option said before, you can aim and walk. Now, there's not actually an inventory system featured in this demo. That doesn't need to be, so I'm just going to assume that I have infinite ammo. And of course you have your trusty knife, although you can't aim or look up and down when using it. It's very much just the motion of left and right. But still, a very nice feature indeed. And as you saw before, I can turn my flashlight on and off. And when we're on a fixed camera angle, I can actually look around like this. Although, obviously once we get back to the default camera angle, that isn't the case anymore. And it's just what you would expect from a over-the-shoulder camera angle as such, or rather just a normal third-person camera angle, shall I say. But in regards to the controls, I think this game handles quite fairly, to be fair. I'm quite impressed with the range of motion the player has in regards to controlling this particular version of Leon. Though I have noticed something quite odd. So I'm going to see if I can just replicate it here. Okay, I can't. But sometimes, even if you're not moving, your character will still continue to turn slightly left or right. It's quite odd, but as this is a demo, one shouldn't really complain too much. And we're coming up to the first door here. So let's press X to open. And it's a very nice animation, to be fair. And what's that? A familiar groan. I'm sure we've all heard it before. But before we get into whatever that thing is, I do want to point out just a small bug here, which I'm sure the developer is aware of. But once you aim, you can see that the camera angle goes past the boundaries, which I'm sure is not intended. But as it is a demo, well, I'm going to let it off. And here we have the enemy of the demo, a zombie. Now, I just want to get hit by him. I want to see what it's like. Okay. So that's cool. He did take a little while to register there, so various sounds for shooting him. Let's get a headshot. 3 hits so far. And dead. So yeah, I am going to assume we have infinite ammo in this demo. Let's press X to examine the body.
A victim to the T-virus. No wounds. Better write this in my diary.
Now, that's a funny voice because I'm quite impressed actually that they decided to include voice acting in this demo from Leon, but that sounds more like Wesker to me than Leon, although it doesn't quite matter, to be fair. The Spencers were well educated, for sure. And as you are going to see, many familiar textures throughout this entire demo and familiar rooms as well. But everything seems to be of higher quality, which is very nice. And we have a damaged mirror here. Broken mirror, I'm sure there's some symbolic joke I could pull here. So let's hope things don't get too freaky. And we'll continue to explore. Now, I'm sure you all just saw that black mist, which, from what I can remember, was something that was in the other 3.5 demos seen. I believe it may have been the castle variant, or even the hallucination variant, but a black mist was to be included, I'm pretty sure, in one of the versions of Resident Evil 3.5. And I don't know why, when I was first playing this demo, I was quite impressed by just that. It's not just a static little thing, it's actually kind of, blowing in the movements of the wind and such. I don't know why that impressed me so much. It's just a small little feature that I very much like. And now, the spooky spooks truly begin.
This is a page from my diary.
So, hopefully this demo can go far and even turn into truly a 100% completed fan demo. That would be fantastic. And if it was to feature, voice acting and all that other good stuff, then that would be tremendous. I very much look forward to tracking the progress of this demo. But yeah, I quite enjoyed it with my first experience, and just playing through it again. This segment actually scared me. I'll let it speak for itself. Now, you may notice something different. When I last checked here, that mirror was broken, so let's investigate. Could have sworn this mirror was more damaged. Interesting. Now, nothing else seems to be different in this room, so let's move on. Now, this part here actually frightened me when I first played. Now, you can hear movement for some reason, but if I move Leon again, then that stops. So that's obviously a bug. But I'm going back to this. This actually scared me because obviously I wasn't expecting a mirror to be here. And when I saw my own reflection, I may have screamed just a little, but let's investigate. What the hell is this? It's a mirror, Leon. It's a mirror. So obviously, in true horror fashion, we walk back. And something has changed. That mirror's still there, although this one is not, and oddly enough, no mirror shards. It's clean. How very mysterious indeed. And that door, which was once locked, is now open, so let's continue to investigate. So yeah, as a proof of concept, I very much enjoyed this demo. You can see quite a lot of hard work has gone into preserving the numerous details seen throughout the various developmental stages. So this is what was holding the doors. He just gave in. But yeah, I'm quite impressed, to be fair. Gonna get a nice little reference right here. Can't remember, Moonlight Sonata. Yep. Oh, Leon, I'm not even sure you could play the piano. Learning new things every day. But yeah, make sure when you download this demo yourself to tinker around with the settings. Perhaps turn off aim walking or mess around with the various camera angles and such the game offers. And there we go. Had a little load-in hiccup there. Now, this is definitely a room you'll remember. in the sense that this was the room which had the swords that you had to replace and such. So you can see a lot of rooms are being reused and crap. But he does it well. The developer does it very well. In the sense that, although this is familiar territory, it still feels quite new. We don't know what to expect, but let's continue downstairs and see what's going on. This mirror seems normal, at least. Yeah, thankfully. It's quite cool, to be fair, how if you're holding the gun and opening a door, the animations kind of just seamlessly work together to allow you to raise your gun straight away if opening a door, which I find to be quite cool. Now, a lot, obviously, people remember this room in Resident Evil 4 as well. I'm pretty sure this is where you could investigate all the patents, and it had the little puzzle when you had to shoot the wine bottle, from what I can remember, anyways. Now, I don't know why this stuck out to me when I was playing the demo. It kind of just seems like, obviously, the exit sign, but if you're in a castle, I just wouldn't imagine this actually being here in regards to that light. I don't know, I found the placement of it to be quite odd. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before, but you can turn off your flashlight by pressing the right analog stick down if you are using a Xbox 360 controller. I don't know what other controllers are supported in this game. But please do tell me down in the comments down below if you're trying with a DualShock 4 or an Xbox One controller, if it works all the same. I'll be very interested to know. Just looking at the smaller details of Leon's character model. Actually, I'll be interested to know if he blinks. I'm not sure he does. Okay. I've dabbled myself in I've not dabbled myself. I've dabbled in games design and development and animations and such. We've turned off that pesky radio. And animations was one of the funner things I worked on. Trying to create a normal-looking idle animation for characters, especially 3D ones, were quite tough indeed. But this demo is quite fantastic in what it's actually achieved, I think. Anyways, we'll try that door. Door is locked. Sorry if I seem like I'm rambling on. At times, I don't often do live commentary unless I'm obviously streaming. But yeah, I mean, just looking around, the tone is already much more tense than what I experienced throughout the majority of Resident Evil 4. For me, Resident Evil has never actually been scary. I posted actually a topic on this on the Resident Evil 4 subreddit a few days ago. But that's neither here nor there. So let's have a look at what this is. It appears to be a doll of some sort next to a light. So let's pick it up. We have to get in the right position, it seems. There we are. Oh, no, we lost it. There. Okay. Now, I did experience a bug a few times when Leon actually doesn't pick this item up. So it'll do that, and then I need to go back and do it again, and it should work this time. Yes. So that's obviously just a small bug. I mean, this is a demo, so you can expect a few things, obviously, to be a tad bit odd.
A doll?
But now that we picked that up, we have entered what appears to be a more darker realm of what we're just in. Actually, I didn't get a chance to look outside here. Obviously, those textures probably shouldn't be paying too much attention to them. Though still, we have the outside world here. It's very weird because this all looks and feels like Resident Evil 4, the castles you explored and such, but we know it isn't. We know that the development team is trying to piece together what was left behind. Now, obviously, we can hear the radio again. It's left on. So let's see if we can turn off that. It's not turning off. Actually, oh look, it's a Panasonic radio as well. I didn't notice that beforehand. I'm not sure if that's allowed or not. In regards to how products and such, what you're actually able to use and stuff, I don't have much authority in that in regards to my knowledge. But what you may have noticed is that also, look, the paintings have disappeared as well. Very spooky indeed. We don't really know what's going on, but we have to investigate anyways. Now, I do like being able to move this. Oh yeah, as you can see, it's happening right now. So the bug I was trying to replicate before. I'm not touching the controller. Now, I'm not sure if this is a controller issue or the demo itself, but I haven't had this experience when I'm playing other games, is that obviously I'm not touching the controller right now, but Leon continues to move, which would obviously is quite an annoying bug. But it's a demo, so once again, understandable that this will feature a few bugs and all sorts. So let's double back and see what we can find. I do like how there's the piano. As I said, I do like how it sounds odd. I don't know how to word it properly, but how physical Leon actually seems in regards to his character model. He seems like a substantial person. Like he actually has weight to him when he moves, when he walks up those steps. You know, you see him walking up the steps and such. Let's see if we can open this door. The door won't open. So someone's playing the piano. But there appears to be something over there by the light. And we have a doll's arm.
The missing arm.
But overall, I am very impressed with how the game actually controls and such. A few bugs aside, obviously. But let's investigate what that noise was. And it appears we're blocked in. This table appears to have been mounted in front of the door, so we can't get through. But there is a note here. A mirror, pain, and death. We have a mirror there. The true mirror is reflected. Now, I'm not sure if you guys noticed this, but looking at the mirror, what do you notice? There's a doll. The doll is right there, though much bigger, except if we turn. It's not, except in classic Resident Evil form, our laser sight has picked something up. So let's see what happens when we shoot at this supposed enemy. Well, nothing as of now. It appears I missed. Let's try again. That actually scared me the first time I did that. It was quite shocking, to be fair. But that is the Resident Evil 3.5 fan-made demo. Very impressive. Very impressive indeed. And I hope I pronounced this right, but Shigu works as a demo. This is very fun. This is very impressive. It's a good vertical slice of what to expect from your future work. And I hope it all goes well for you. That's even if you watch this video. But please do send your support to this developer. And obviously, any words of advice to him or any bug fixes and such for the demo, just send your feedback, obviously, back to him, because I'm sure he would appreciate it, as any game developer would. But I'm the Friendly Broski. Thanks for watching, and maybe I'll catch you guys next time. Bye-bye. Hey there, if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to like and subscribe for more. Don't forget to check the description, where you can also follow me on Twitter and Twitch, or even power the creation of my videos through Patreon or PayPal. The choice is yours. Thanks for watching, and catch you guys next time.